Good evening, everyone. How is everyone this evening? I am so excited to see you all in just a few days. Yes. I believe everybody is, I think the most affected one would have been Anna down in Atlanta, Georgia, but I think they just got like the storms afterwards, not any of like the serious stuff. So let's go ahead and get started for the evening. Your sneak peek this week is the adorable My House block. So one I made look like a barn, the other one is just supposed to be a little house. Peekaboo window there with curtains. And then also this week is a fabric week. So this is Chicken Scratch by Phoebe Fabrics, and I made what we're going to make tonight, which is the no zipper Out and About Sunglasses case, as well as I made the new quilted wristlet with it as well. And also this week is the little economy block pincushion. So those are your sneak peeks for this week. We're going to go ahead and get started. Excuse me. So this week's project will come here. So we're going to make the Out and About zipper or sunglasses case. It is zipperless, so no zipper. There are 3 hoopings. Our tab is 1, the front is 1, and then the back. Okay, and final construction. So we are going to go ahead and get started with step 1, which is the tab. So I'll set this aside. I'm going to be using the Eden by Riley Blake fabric line to go with the Out and About bag that we made 2 weeks ago. So I have that one there for reference as well, but we're going to go ahead and get loaded up onto the machine. So many friends on this evening. I love it. Okay, so first stitch is always our placement stitch. I am using Sally Tomato cork. You can see it has a nice fabric back to it. Very sturdy, holds up to the stitching, but is also flexible enough that it can fold over. So we're going to tack that down as well as do the snap piece, the snap location. Take it off the machine and go back to the tabletop. We can see where we need to cover our stitches for the back. I like to make sure that I give myself plenty of room. So this tab, I cut at 1.5. That's what I thought. 1.5. If you gave yourself 2 inches, you'd probably have just a smidge extra room. But this 1.5 is also large enough. So we're just going to tape it in place so that it stays where it's supposed to be. So we come over here and load it up onto the machine. We're going to do pink for the outside. This time it's going to go all the way around. Alright, and back to the tabletop. Here is our completed tab. I will cut this out while the second hooping is running, so I'm just going to set this aside at the moment. I forgot to mention, this one I ran on tearaway, So we can just pop it right out with no traces of stabilizer. So I can put this whole hoop away now. I'll trim this guy down in a little bit. I have our next hoop set up ready to go with poly mesh hooped up. Then I have a piece of batting. This is going to be my liner. This will be the top of my zipper, or top of my sunglasses bag, and then this will be the bottom portion. Okay, so give me 1 minute to load up the design. Alright, so this one I'm going to be using my 10-inch hoop. This design is 6 by 10. So let's go ahead and go to the machine. We're going to run the first step first. And that is going to give us our placement for our batting. We're going to lay our piece of batting down. It's going to tack that down in place. Alright, so as it was tacking down our batting, it also gave us a placement line for our top and bottom portion. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my top portion of the bag, and I'm just going to lay it right over that, and it's going to stitch it down. Alright, and then we're going to put our bottom portion face down and do the flipper method. So I'm going to slide my directional fabric with the direction going down, so that way when we flip it, it's the right side up. Also, the pretty side of the fabrics are touching, so we can flip them. Just going to go one straight line across. And we're going to fold it down. And it'll go around the 3 edges there. And now I'm going to start it again to do the quilting. All right, and then the last step for this hooping, the second hooping, is just going to be to place our liner fabric, again, pretty side down, face side, or top sides touching, essentially. Pretty sides touching each other. They're just going to do one straight line across the top so that we can then fold it over during the next step. Bring us back to the tabletop. I'm going to take this piece out and set it aside. Grab my goodies for the next hooping. Again, we are going to use poly mesh. Get this guy hooped up. And then for this hoop, this will be the back of our bag. So I have another piece of batting, my liner, as well as the actual back of my bag. So I'm going to set those guys aside. We're going to go back to the machine. I'll put this on there and then let me load up the design really quick. I just run the same thread for all of it. I just pick whatever I want my quilting to be, and then that's what we do. That's what we use for all of it. So, perfect. All right, so we're going to run for the placement. Alright, since that is running, I'm going to show you on the tabletop here really quick. Here is my straight line of that last hooping. I'm going to put it on my 1/8 inch mark on my rotary cutter and just slice that off. That way we have minimal bulk. And I'm going to iron this back. So that way we are ready to go. I am not going to trim down anything else. That way I don't accidentally make this too small. Okay, so let's go back to the machine and I'm gonna place down my batting. Go. I think I was supposed to put down the main fabric too. Oh, let's make sure it goes the right way. So this is the main fabric for the back of our bag. Draw off those threads because they're trying to get caught in everything. Okay. It is doing the quilting now, so for the back of the bag, you could put down your batting and your fabric at the same time. Next, we're going to get our placement for our tab. Okay. And for this one, we are going to put our tab with all of the pretty stuff face down. Okay. Should turn to my threads there. Okay, so pretty stitching is going to face down towards the quilting. And we're just going to slide it right up there and tack it into place. Okay. Next, we are going to take our second hooping that I have folded and ironed to the back of the liner, and we are going to place it just below the top line, okay? And then we are going to make sure that our quilting is going to cover both sides. So fold it up. This bag does, I can't remember if this one has the basting spot or not. Stitch around. I feel like it does not. So you need to make sure that your quilting is plenty big and on either side. I'm going to take this. And it's going to start down here, work its way back up, and then go around. This is when you would need to raise your presser foot if you're on a domestic machine. Okay. So then what I like to do is just lift the side and make sure, yep, all of my edge from the second hooping is on the outside there, and my edge from the second hooping is on the outside there. So that means I know that I didn't catch that seam or anything, and we should be good to go. Next, I'm going to take my liner fabric and again face down, pretty sides touching, and we're covering the whole thing this time. And it's going to go around and leave us a hole on the side. This is actually a super quick bag. Even though it does have 3 loopings, it is super quick, and that is the most important part, is to make sure that you have that quilting lined up. Alright, so now we're going to go back to the tabletop. Here we have our bag finished in the hoop. Go ahead and take that out. Set our hoops to the side. I personally like to use my rotary cutter to trim down these bags, especially when they're extra thick like this one with the 2 layers of batting. For the top, I'm just going to go straight across with 1/4 of an inch left on the edge. On this side, I'm going to do more of closer to 1/8 of an inch, just so that way I don't have as much bulk in those side seams. I'm going to do the same, 1/8 of an inch for the bottom. And then for the side, I typically do 1/2 an inch all the way across. And then I grab my scissors and I will go in at the opening and just trim these ones back by hand. And then while I'm at it, I can go across these corners. Also helps with the turning. Round that corner, round the second corner, and trim those off. Okay, trim this off the table here. Then I'm going to take my 2 liners and fold those back. Trim off all of this excess. Again, lots of bulk that we don't want in our seams. Okay, now we're ready to turn it. Yes, it is a creative grid. Creative grid has 1/8 inch. Yeah, Jen uses Brothers. I use Bernina. Honestly, all of these designs run great on any machine, so whatever suits your fancy is a-okay with us, because these designs are going to run great on them no matter what. Okay, so I'm just going to use my purple thing and push out that corner a little bit. I'm going to go to the iron and press this bad boy closed. Okay, just kind of give it its spot. You can hand sew that. You can leave it open. Use tape or fusible, whatever your heart desires for that. At this point, I'm just going to leave it open so I can show y'all the finished product. Okay. Again, with the 2 layers of batting, this is a pretty thick goober, but that's what you want to protect those sunglasses. Okay, and give it a nice press this way, and then we will snap. Yeah, so I am not the owner of Parker on the Porch. Jen is the owner of Parker on the Porch. I just do her live tutorials for her. She posts the pre-recorded ones. I do the live ones. So, like that. And I will go get my snaps. I live in Missouri. Jen lives in Virginia. So it's something that we can kind of work together doing without needing to be by or in the same location. Okay, so I am going to use my crocodile to not get the hole figured out. Another great use for the purple thing. Clear out your holes. Okay, right here is our placement circle. Pinch that. Okay, get my snaps. Thinking this navy. Oh yeah, I like that. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. So we're going to put our snaps in. I did it. Yes, You are so right. Jessica, that is so funny. You're not wrong, my friend. You're not wrong. Okay. For this, sorry, I just reached in front of the camera. For the second hole, I like to use the outie. I think of these as belly buttons. So this is the outie belly button. I put that one on the tab, and then I take it, fold it over, and kind of give it a good push. And it leaves an indentation. And then I use my scissors for this one. My crocodile just doesn't like this much thickness, and it's like almost too deep. Okay, so I just poked it enough to be able to get this cap through here. Sometimes you can just get it through without even starting a hole, but it is much easier if you have the hole started. There it goes. Okay, then I'm going to take any belly button, put it on there, get my tool, touch that, and then there we have it. Ta-da! So 2 weeks ago, we made the Out and About zipper bag with the snap on the side. And then today, we made the sunglass one. I don't know if this would actually fit in here with sunglasses in it. Probably not. No, it won't. But how cute is that set? Here. I will probably be stealing this and bringing it with me to the sew-in. If you are local to the East Coast, we are having a social this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There are still spots available, so if you'd like to join us, please check that out. All the details are on the Parker on the Porch website. This fabric that we use today is Riley Blake Eden. And then the fabric that I made my sample with is going to be released by Jen on Friday. And it is Chicken Scratch by Phoebe Fabrics. So there are those. And that's all I got for you today. I cannot wait to see some of you lovely ladies this weekend. And for the rest of you, we will be back in 2 weeks with another live tutorial. I think in 2 weeks is a mini quilt, so that's what we will be conquering then. And I hope you all have a great rest of your week. Be safe with all the crazy weather going on, especially our East Coast friends and Gulf friends. And we will see you back in 2 weeks. Y'all have a great rest of